It's time for the party, y'all.
Woo! It's a weekly retro party. Party. Ooh, yeah. It's a weekly retro party. Yeah. L's out, My name is UAG, and I'm on a fucking mission. Don't you be disrespectful, no bitchin'. And when I play Halo, I'm never missing. So don't be dissing, listen. Overthink game and pop them honeys. Dummies, playboy bunnies, those wanting money. We call him OTG, he kinda funny. He hating naked bitches cause he like to eat them gummies. What? MadDad's in the mug, don't say shit. Tight ass shirt, don't need to say jack shit. Motherfucker working out every day with that swole ass shirt. Gonna put you in a casket. Party, ooh yeah, it's the weekly retro party. Party, ooh yeah, it's the weekly retro party. Yeah. And now you know a little bit about the host. One from the East Coast, two from the West Coast. We gonna talk about what we gonna talk about. I'ma tell you what we not gonna talk about. Double I arcade, knockoff games. I arcade, I ain't saying your name, but fuck a rain, I hate the rain, fuck a Papa Doc. Y'all motherfuckers the same, I hate them games. That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. You never were a friend, you was just undercover. I don't give a fuck if I get canceled. I'ma find your head, slice it off, and I put it on my mantle. Party, ooh yeah, it's a weekly retro party. Party, ooh yeah, it's a weekly retro party. I never find another one like this. I never find another show like this. I just wanna party, ooh yeah, it's a weekly retro party. Party, ooh yeah, it's a weekly retro party. Party. Subscribe, baby. Subscribe, baby. Subscribe. And like my video. Like my video.
What's up? It's your boy, UAG, back with another weekly retro party. We're missing part of the clan. This man is on a trip, on a work trip, so he's going to be in and out because of the internet is shoddy. But MadDad will not be able to attend tonight because he's still dealing with work duties. But I'm here with you guys. Thank you all for stopping by. What's up, EPT? Nooner, Prince, The Real, Console Fanboy, what's up? Rich is in the chat. What's good? Yeah, man. We are halfway through the week here chilling. There's a little survey here, and we're asking you if you know who Bridget the Midget is, right? Because OTG wanted me to put that poll up, so the poll is up. Though he's accusing me of being a perv. That's okay. I be that sometimes. Kongs R Us was good, my man. Brooklyn Menace is in the chat. Zero Hero Frank D. Rich Rodello. What's going on, man? So today we got a little bit of a little different kind of show. We're talking about these home arcade companies, and basically these prices are getting a little bit astronomical. We got cabs, $500, $600, $700, and now we got the Pro Cab coming in at a whopping $1G. And then we got iArcade Gold Edition, same price to 1K. Now, of course, the Gold Edition is currently on sale. You get it for I think it's $8.99 or $7.99, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, yeah, that right now. I guess the question that I have, and oh, there goes the pervert. OTG, you there?
Let's see if it, yeah. What's up? I had to turn off my camera to save some Wi-Fi over here, man.
You over here? You're doing. This is your impression of our man. Welcome to Die, bro.
I have to, dude. If not, it's gonna disconnect, man.
No, I understand. I feel you, bro. But man, I was introducing everybody. I was saying hi to the chat. We got Champ 13. We got all the people here. Oh, so, dude,
There's calls for us. Ask if you need backup.
you're more than welcome to come through. Let me send you a link there, buddy. Let me send my man Kongs us a link. But so I was just letting everybody know what the topic was at hand. OTG talking about these prices. Some people think that these prices are getting crazy. You got the Pro at 1K. You got the Gold Edition at 1K. And then the lower models, like the Legacies, is $500. Now, let me set the table for you, OTG.
Yeah.
Back in the day, $300. And went up to $400, then $500. But, at those lower tier prices, when they did these rehashes that gave you some more games or other features, you felt like, okay, it's only $100, $200. I'll put that down and I'll flip it. And it'll be like I'm renting these units. But now with these hefty prices, I don't think you can think about the rehashes anymore. You gotta be a little bit more selective, because now you're talking about rent money. You're talking about car payments. You know what I'm saying? You talk about mortgages, these kind of prices. So now you got to say, is this the game that I really want, or I can hold out, or I'm gonna wait for the prices to go down? That's the question I think we're at right now. Or so the question that I pose to you, OTG, are they pricing themselves out the market, or do you just have to be a little bit more selective with your purchases?
I think they're out of their damn mind, man. I think they think their cabinets are gold and have more value than what they are, because I came in a little late. I came in when the Legacies came out at 400 before they went to 450. The first Legacy, and that's when I came into it. Of course, I'd seen them for 300 back in the day, and they just never got my interest. But when I saw that Mortal Kombat with 12 games, I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And it was 400. Then, like, I don't know if it was during COVID or when, it went up to 450, and they kind of like tricked people on that. Like, I was able to get the same cabinet at 399. Why did it go up to 450? And then all of a sudden, dude, prices start getting crazy. All right, Big Blue, 600. I was like, okay, I can do that. It was online, the first online. Met a lot of people. That cabinet was worth 600 more overall, because all the people I met, how much fun we had on it. But with Killer Instinct, my favorite cabinet, they lost their damn mind when they did 700, dude. I'm like, what the hell? I know it's hard to emulate, but come on, 700? Like, crazy. But I paid for that shit. That was last year. And now with all these other form factors getting to 1,000, like it's crazy, dude. Like those $1,000 cabinets really should be like 600 or seven, maybe. I don't know, maybe 6, 7, somewhere around there. And they should bring down all these other ones that are like four, like 5 or 6. Bring them down to like four, man. They will never do this. But you was crazy, dude. The iArcade. I used to think they were crazy for having high prices. Now the prices don't even seem high anymore because of these arcade one up prices.
Well,
Except
well,
that $1,000 gold. I'm not counting that.
I mean, but you have to count it because that's their new
No, but
standard.
no. But what I'm saying is, back in the day, they
Mm-hmm.
seemed crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
prices back in the day, and then now it's all like those prices are competitive. What arcade one up's doing now. So that's what I'm talking about. Like the prices back then, I'm like, oh fuck the arcade, it's expensive. But now it doesn't seem expensive.
Well, let's throw another hat in the ring and get their opinion on it as well. Kongs or Russ is joining us. What's up, Kong?
Oh shit!
Hey, what's up? Hold on, I gotta test my quick audio so I can hear you guys.
Okay. Um, no, you made perfect sense, OTG. You start second guessing those other prices now. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like as of right now, it's hard to say, it's worth that price. It's worth that price. I don't know how the pro's gonna be. So, but again, that's a hefty price tag to put on a unit. I mean, I think that should be around 799, bro.
Yeah,
799. I can probably swallow the bullet for that.
yeah,
But a
yeah,
G.
dude. It's a lot, dude. It really is.
And then the iArcade, a G2. Like, let's be honest. Nobody has bought it for a G because as soon as it came out, it was on sale. They put a little code. There's still a sale on it right now, but if it ever goes to that regular price, I don't know. I don't know. I think you done cut the market about 50%. What do you think about these prices? Do you think that are the companies pricing themselves out the market, or do you think that there's still enough of us that would say, what, it's okay, these prices are not bad for what I'm getting?
Yeah, there's a different demographic that's going to be able to get these cabinets at these newer price points, right? They're definitely not the Walmart price points anymore, and I don't think Walmart has ever carried like one of the major expensive cabs, right? Because their demographic of folks that were really liking the budget $300 versions of cabinets. But they've started to, for better or worse, try to market and expand their demo to more casual folks that want to add in some nice game room decor, i.e. the big NFL fans, right? The big celebrities that might really just want some eye candy in their game room and can afford the disposable income to truly be in that functional furniture market rather than your hardcore arcade market. So that's why they spend so much money on it. I think the investment into the NFL Blitz franchise and all their marketing they've done for the last year to get into the Dolphin Stadium, to do all those deals to be bigger market. Even the Shaq deal was just to put more visibility into people that have deeper pockets than the nostalgic arcade fan.
It's funny that you say that. I just pulled up an article. This happened about 2 days ago. They just
Interesting.
signed another deal with the Orlando Magics. Similar situation, it's their home state, and they are trying to broaden that demographics. They're going to be selling the Shaq edition at the place itself. They're going to have a lounge similar to what they have with the Dolphin Stadium. So they really, like, those are two big markets huge markets.
Oh
And
yeah.
so I hear where you're coming from, B. I hear you, but I think their foundation was giving this experience to us individuals at an affordable price point. Because let's be real, these it's nothing new to have home arcades at home. Like you had those main builds, you had these other DIY kits, but they were very expensive, and so they brought this at a more affordable way to your home. And I think they're going away from that. I like the fact that they have so many SKUs for different price points, but now the entry level is about $200 more.
That's why they really wanted to keep that legacy line at the, to your point, $500 more. It's more than the $300 line, but it comes with the riser included. It comes with the lit marquee. So I think they want their basic to mimic that as much as possible. Their new baseline, like what was it? The peasant version of the Yoga Flame was like 350, no lit marquee, no riser, and it was already $50 more. But it was a new shape design. So I don't know if there's still people that want just that the budget peasant version without a riser or a lit marquee. Like I think they've kind of tried to raise the bar for their baseline too.
OTG,
Yeah.
you you entered this hobby with going on the peasant version, the OTG version. So you were price conscious, right?
Technically, no. Technically, I came in with the legacy. That was my first one.
Oh, okay.
And what I think is like, get rid of the fucking risers already. Have that
Yeah.
peasant version for 300 or whatever, 350, whatever
Mhm.
it is now, and then get rid of the riser. Then for 500, I could pay for the same height and everything riserless, like a bigger one. One piece with the lit marquee. That I would feel better paying for a solid one that looks more like a cabinet versus on a riser. Because once it's on a riser, it looks stupid. I'm getting tired of that riser. So
Mm.
I think there it would make more sense. But of course they're not going to do that. I don't think, man. I don't know. That's just me personally. I don't know, dude. I think they are too high for sure. And I mean, whatever. Where the hell am I going with this, UAG? What were you asking me?
Well, I'm saying with these new prices, right?
Yeah.
You were already on the verge of basically stopping this hobby, and I'm
Yeah.
not sure if it was because of pricing or just because of the overall feel of the companies, but the prices can't help, right? So
Oh, it's,
at
yeah.
this point, is it does it have to be a real like that dream cab for you to get another cab, or you just priced out?
Dude, oh my God. All right. So yeah, I'm starting to look at it like when I'm that pro, I'm gonna buy it for $1,000. And I know it's not gonna be worth it when I get it. Like when I compare it to IRK, like the way the material that they have on their control panel, like it's not just a piece of plexiglass over the buttons, which are even over around the buttons, which bothers me too. But oh wait, did I fuck up? What did I do?
We can hear you.
You're still here, bro? Okay. So B,
You pieced out.
you heard the question. How about you? I mean, if you had to take away you doing this for content, right? Because us doing this for content, we're gonna probably jump in for certain things that we probably wouldn't if we weren't doing this, right? So if we take that away, you as an just a consumer, what do you say?
Yeah, there's still very little things now that I'm buying specifically just to make content on. I really am being a lot more picky and selective. I think you said it earlier that with the price points we have to truly have some more investment into it, and you are picking up those lower tier cabs that aren't on your priority list only at great deals, right? Like super killer deals, like T2 and Ridge Racer. I picked those up definitely not at retail, but when they were, half off at 400 bucks or whatever the price point was. So that's how I'm adding cabs to my collection now. And I don't even think I did much like content on them for the sake of making content. I
Yeah.
wanted to just fill out my arcade because I thought they were good titles and they look good. I am in the camp more that I have said this many times on my channel and in reviews and how I really like the look of my arcade more than playing every single game that I do. I play a lot of them, but for me, like I think depending on your home arcade goals, buying your next cab is more about what is your goal for having a specific title. Do you want that like to be your white whale and to be that last piece, or are you just looking to fill out and make a really cool home arcade? So depending on your goals, it's how I'd answer like picking up my next cab. It's definitely less and less and less because of making content, because we know it's not going to be lucrative to to really pick up a cab just to do a review.
I think like this generation of like legacy cabs, you really had to second guess yourself if you wanted to do an upgrade or just keep what you have existing, because there's nothing wrong with Big Blue. I'm happy with Big Blue. There's nothing wrong with the previous Pac-Man legacy or the class of 81, right? So you're questioning, should I do the upgrade for a couple more games, or at this point, for me, it has to be the one. Like, give me, WW
Oh my god.
superstars. Give me freaking sports station. Give me, something like that. Even not even what you call it, Time Crisis. It's not my favorite game, and it doesn't look good to me. So I'll wait for the next gun game, right? If they give House of the Dead, I'm on it. But I have to be for me, I have to be ultra selective. And with these price points, man. So then the real question for you, Kong, we already have these high prices with the standards and these special edition cabinets. But when we get to the pro cabinet and we get to the gold edition, have they gone too far? Did they make these products thinking that they have an audience, but at these price points, and then it's the perfect storm. We have a possible recession coming. We have inflation already hitting us. Like you said, it's probably going to be for a certain demographic that has way more expendable income, that disposable income. What do you say to these premium editions?
Here's the thing about the premium editions, that we know that we've been wanting something with a bigger quality screen, better buttons, no riser, the whole shebang. Unfortunately, with WRK One Up's track record so far, we know they're going to be complaining about something still. It's still, at that price point, I don't know if it'll still be like 100% perfect. And we don't know yet, right? The reviews haven't come out yet on what will be the thing that may go wrong with these particular cabinets. But at that price, you could start to, you mentioned, do it yourself, DIY projects that are real. You can make a pretty damn good DIY cabinet, for that price point, that, depending on the game that you're trying to run, or, what your goal is, there's probably other options now once you're in that price range. Look at things you can buy for $1,000. I do this all the time when I go buy food, and I'm like, $10 for a sandwich, or I can get $10 for a nice big bowl of ramen, right? That like is going to fill me up. And so, and there's some good sandwiches out there, but like, you think about what you can do with $1,000, your options for, home arcade entertainment in general, if you have like some of the means, can really get expanded if you're starting to talk about that budget. So that's the big key thing. Once you enter that threshold, 4 figures, it opens up the doors.
And I'm sure that there's more people that are being even more sour on the prices right now, because a lot of these retailers are liquidating the stock to get more space. So you're seeing a cabinet you spend $700 for, someone else is paying $300 for it. You got, the Simpsons cab that originally came out at what, 5.99 and 5.30, and you can get it at $100 at a Walmart right now. You're probably feeling really sour about these prices, and you probably saying, you know what, I don't know if I want to spend regular prices, or I'll just keep on waiting and waiting, and maybe
Yeah.
maybe we won't even see these kind of sales anymore because maybe RK One Up is realizing that they produce a little bit too much, and they're going to scale back their production.
So I have a funny kind of comment because we've owned these home arcades for only like what, like 2-3 years, four at max, because these came out in 2018. And you made an interesting point about flooding the market with these and how long are they going to last in whatever said form. During the oh, you good?
Yeah, no, I'm
Dur-
sorry.
yeah, during the
I'm gonna
Smog
try
City
one more
event.
time.
Yo, OTG, you there? You can hear
I'm
you.
gonna try one more time. If I'm
Yeah.
out, I'm out.
No, you're good. You're good. Oh, he busted out. I went to go visit Smog City where we did the Red Cross sale, right? And we had donated a couple cabs to them. And I wanted to see if they've survived like 4 months since we've been there. And one of the cabinets, somebody spilt beer into like where the power area was, and so it seeped into the encoder board and like fried the encoder. They were like, it's out of order. And I had to like open it up to check it out because like I was acting like an arcade operator
Oh shit!
on these freaking one-ups, right? And they're like, oh, the player two slide on that sit down Pac-Man doesn't work. And then like I was like, oh my god, I actually know how to fix these or at least troubleshoot it. So I was like, these are not made for commercial use at all, especially in bars that are gonna. So it makes me wonder about like truly 5-10 years from now, $1,000 KI, is it still going to be functional at that longevity? Like none of these have been put through like those year-long tests yet because they've not been out yet. I worry about the PCBs dying or frying, the encoder boards eventually. And so, was excited about this product, but seeing that made a glimpse into the future that there'll be many
Well,
quote
I mean,
unquote arcade one up operators trying to fix their stuff 5 to 10 years from now.
I don't think it's fair to really compare them to like being in a bar because
A commercial, yeah,
yeah.
versus at your home. Yeah,
But
there's some
but
stupids
I
there.
will say that I think the longevity, the question will be with like you said, the encoder boards, the
Hmm.
joystick, the buttons. We have our options to change them and stuff like that. But the average Joe, are they going to do that, or are we going to see in 2-3 years from now them sitting outside of the curb for recycling, or
Hmm.
in Goodwill because they don't have the means to fix it, so they rather just junk it.
Yeah, like parts for the original Gen 1 cabinets, I don't think they're holding on to them. But I guess there hasn't been like a ton of reports of like those cabs like truly breaking down.
Mm-hmm.
But it got me thinking about, yeah, what happens when parts are no longer available for these. It's not your typical thing where you can go in and just straight fix it anymore, right? And
Especially when
there's
you get the
millions
specialty
of cabs
cabs.
out there. What's that?
Right, especially when you get to the specialty cabs, like
Yeah.
if a Pac-Man or a Street Fighter, you could get some joystick or buttons. But if the Tron goes,
Mhm.
if Star Wars, if one of the gun games go, you're
Mhm.
not. There's not going to be too many third parties that you're going to be able to go to unless
Mhm.
Glenn just decides to make replicas of everything and has it. I mean, that would be a good idea for him, right?
Mhm.
But there's a lot of people like the Michael B's of the world that would only go through the actual company to get a replacement.
Mhm.
So we already had that issue with the Gen 1s right now. Like people want to get, side artwork or a replacement marquee, and they're no longer doing that. Man, you brought it home right there because now you're thinking about, is my investment going to last a while?
$4,000, right? And so that's like when you think about truly what you can invest $1,000 into. Um, I've enjoyed looking at my cabs, and I think like I'm near. and you have cabs in your background, and I'm in my toy room, and I've been selling stuff. But like at some point, we're all gonna be older. We're all gonna have to find where these are going to live and be passed on to
Dude,
our kids
I,
or
I
whatnot.
already, I already, I already listen. These
Mhm.
3 cabs there, I got a couple there, but
Mhm.
I've gotten rid of a cocktail cabinet. I got
Yeah, how
rid
many
of the.
things have you sold? I'm really curious about like how
I
many things
think
have
I
come in
think
and
I've
out.
sold probably like 10 units.
Wow, that many? Okay.
10 units, and I
Yeah.
just sold the Miss Pac-Man cocktail cabinet. That
Mhm.
form factor for me, it
Mhm.
just wasn't. It takes up too much floor space
Mhm.
for me not to use it. I thought it would be functional furniture. I could use it as a coffee table, but it
Mhm.
wasn't working for me. But I'm to the point where unless I see an awesome deal
Mhm.
or I get the cab that I need, like
Mhm.
like the NFL Blitz, I needed that.
Are you saying you're done with one ups? That's a very popular video these days.
No, I'm not done with it, but I have to be.
Yeah.
I really, you're not gonna. I'm unless you give me some awesome marquee titles for the next Street Fighter. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
get the next Street Fighter.
Mhm.
It has to. Come on, like we have to turn the page. Give me some, third impact. Give me some the
Mhm.
Alpha series. Give me something new.
Mhm. Yeah. Um, yeah, there's a couple of chats here saying like, every like Retro Pass said every one up required some immediate mod to make it feel good. You don't think that trend will stop with the Pro Cap? I completely agree with that, what you're saying. I think there's just gonna be something that's wrong with the Pro Cap that you're gonna automatically want to fix. So we
I
don't know
would
what it's
hope
gonna be.
not. I would
Mhm.
hope not. I mean,
That it's gonna be perfect. It'll
I,
be
I'm
perfect for
I'm not
the.
gonna say that it's gonna be perfect,
Mhm.
but the immediate stuff that you would want to fix, right? Those
Mhm.
things we shouldn't have. We shouldn't have to worry about the speakers on this. We
Mhm.
shouldn't have to worry about the buttons. We shouldn't have
Mhm.
to worry about the joystick. The
Mhm.
artwork should be immaculate.
Mhm.
Like I should have an awesome marquee. So I mean, at the price points that they are,
Yeah.
I don't. Before we would mod these things, these now we're like this should be awesome out the box,
Yeah.
especially when you're going at 1K.
Yeah. And I guess with the recent thing, there's a lot of people that are longtime fans. Goofyfoot saying his Gen 1 PCBs are starting to glitch. That's the first time I've heard like issues with people having sound issues. And your boy MadDad's Gaming is saying he doesn't have the confidence that he once did before in one ups, which is making him push away from them. I feel like there is a community sentiment where people are really looking at them a little bit differently. And for me, and maybe I wouldn't have felt this way too, because I think there was a sentiment. It really came down to the last 2 cabs and feeling somewhat incomplete, right? And so it doesn't give me quite that same level of confidence for a cab like KI Pro. That is from an emulation standpoint had already been fixed, but there it's been a year since it's been released. Could there be improvements to it? I really want to see them truly come out with a perfect cab, and maybe that's a white whale type of thing for them to do, where is there something they could release that has like 0 issues and is amazing and perfect, hasn't quite hit the mark just yet.
You know what? I feel so bad for One Up and this particular cabinet, the Blitz. And you've had experience with it, right? You
Mhm.
firsthand experience. If people had the chance to like just play that cabinet as it is, and they would have said, you know what, from the get go, like, hey,
Mhm.
online is coming. It's not here yet, but it's coming. Before they sold the first cabinet, I think that would have went a long way. But now with so much negative publicity, blowback,
Mhm.
and more cases than not, rightfully so, because they weren't as transparent as they should have been. But I don't. I just. I don't know if this is going to take a toll on One Up, because it already sounds like the confidence is gone for even some of the most super sub fans.
Mhm. Yeah, the pre-order, I guess hype for any particular product, I think it's going to make people a lot more cautious from jumping in straight into it. Yeah, and there definitely have been times where like I was on a plane to Chicago and I was like, hey, I need to pre-order this MVC too because I really, really, really want it, and I'm still like for the most part pretty happy with it. But I do think the known issues could be made at least somewhat acknowledged, to your point, like getting ahead of something versus finding out about it later is always a good communication style. And anything when you're a parent or whatnot, and it's like you're gonna find out anyways. I would have rather you told me about it than me find out about it, right? And then I would have had a better sentiment. I still would have been mad, but not as mad
Listen,
because
like
you did
B,
that.
this it would have been exactly the same thing. It's just that it's the difference of perception, right?
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, you being upfront with it, rather us, finding out later down the line. I think that would have, you would have gained some points with the
Mhm.
community saying, "Hey, man, this is supposed to have been out. Unfortunately, we hit some snags. We're still releasing the product on this time, but rest assured, we will have it fixed. We don't have an exact date, but it'll be fixed."
Mhm.
At that point, it's it's up to you whether you want to open up your wallet and make those purchases. And I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure that most people probably still would have because they're super fans. Like between these two cabinets, you're getting
Mhm.
these cabinets because these are your whales, right?
Mhm.
You're like,
Yep.
oh man, I need this cab. I can. I think if you did a poll, there'll still be a good majority of people that say, you know what, I still wanted this cab regardless
Mhm.
or not. But it's just a sour taste when you find out later down the line.
Yeah. People are saying that like so saying Arcade One Up can't make a perfect cab because everybody wants something a little bit different. But I would venture to say the closest they ever came to making like a great perfect cab, I think would be Star Wars. I think Star Wars was, for the price point it came out with, the yoke, the design, it was almost like the perfect cabinet. So if they did a re-release of it, the only thing that would make that better would be like maybe a coin door. The sit-down one was terrible, but the stand-up one was probably as close to a perfect cab that they made. It's like the only one that was pretty darn close.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I
You
think
you
for
have a better
me,
you have what's your perfect cab that came out?
for me, my perfect cab was NBA Jam.
Really, the first one?
The NBA Jam, the first one. You got
Yeah.
three awesome games.
Mm-hmm.
The variety. You wish there was a little bit more, but that's what it
Mm-hmm.
was.
Mm-hmm.
You got chat. You have online. The marquee is gorgeous.
Well, chat wasn't that widely known. I don't think
No,
anybody's using that chat feature. Come on.
but you got it. But you got it. I rather have
Okay.
options, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and especially when you're playing people that you like and your friends. Like, I want us to talk shit to OTG. Put your
Mm-hmm.
thing in there. Let's talk shit to one another, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was, to me, the the best cabinet. And Code Mystics did an awesome job with in relation with the options, with being able to block people, putting your favorites on there.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, you can get a game like in every game on that cabinet. There's like 4 or 5 people waiting to get a game in.
Interesting. Yeah, I just got NBA Jam for the first time, and I donated it to the Smog City group so that I can like I'm out of space, but like if I want to go to my second arcade, it would be there. So I brought it there to like just have it there. But yeah, and I guess is what Sosa's point is, because NBA Jam was never Mod Jam, but Star Wars was, and for you
Yeah.
that could be your perfect cabinet. And so that's the good thing about the hobby, that we all had different preferences and things. But to your point, it was at the time a good cap, but there were so many versions of it, right? Wasn't there like the Costco version with the ball tops and then
Yeah.
the topper? Like, was there a version that was the best? Because then that's
Well,
also one of
I
those things
mean,
that kind
so
of pissed me off.
the one that I would have liked was I think it's the Costco version
Hmm.
minus the freaking basketball toppers, but it had that chair that was like it looked like metal.
Hmm.
That was fire,
Yeah.
and it had the light up deck.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. People are saying NBA Jam. OTG is saying that you're lying. It's been in your garage for 2 years.
Oh, look, it was in my garage for a year,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think I like your option, but
Hmm.
even though it's class of 81,
Hmm.
Mike, but we're gonna let that go. But I love that one. I think it's the best looking one.
You got a chat from Console Fanboy too.
Let's see here. It's not just hardware issues. The software needs to give us more. How many Street Fighters, Pac-Man, MKs can they do? Any more versions like Alpha, MK4, etc. I think that's the evolution that they're gonna go. They have to. I think at a certain point, you can't think that we're gonna keep on buying this same version. But again, we've had three versions of Street Fighter or four versions. We had three or four versions of MK. Um, what can they do, B, to get you to buy another Street Fighter? What can they
I
add
would
to that?
be the only Street Fighter I would really be interested in next is the Street Fighter Pro. Like I think it's Killer Instinct for me was never it was something that I kind of wanted to get, but for me I played it more on a console than I ever did in the arcade. So the next one I would have to see would be um, the Street Fighter Pro version that has been rumored and Justin Console Kits has said this many times that it's a dynamo shaped cabinet. And again, I'm a shallow gamer. I want to see how pretty it looks in that shape and form factor, even if it has the same simple game lineup as the regular Street Fighter Legacy
So you're
cabinets. That
good.
would
See,
be
you're good. You're
that would
good.
be the next one. That's what it needs.
I
It needs a
love
new
Street
shape.
Fighter. I want the new. I want a Pro.
Hmm.
But if they got the same game lineup, I'm keeping Big Blue. Fuck that. I'm sorry. You got to give me something different for a 1K. For one, because
Yeah.
at one point in time, see,
Hmm.
at one point in time, Kongs, you should be able to get yourself the upgrade, sell
Hmm.
your cabinet for 300-400 bucks.
Hmm.
But you can't do that anymore. Like even the
Yeah.
resale market has plummeted. The people looking at you like, I know that was a G, but I want it for $100.
Yeah, the weird thing about the KI Pro, because it's the exact same cab as the three-quarter scale version, like game-wise. It's the same emulation, just in a bigger screen. Nothing else has changed. Would they ever make a Pro that is really a true unique game lineup? It's not just going to be a regurgitated three-quarter scale version that's slightly bigger.
I think that and other than this particular cabinet, because they
Mhm,
have to deal with whatever that publisher has.
mhm,
I think if they do a Capcom one, there's so many games that they could put on there, and I
mhm.
definitely think that they would change the game lineup because they know we have to entice you to get this
Yeah.
cabinet.
The good news about at least the Capcom titles, Big Blue and the Shin Hadouken and Yoga Flame, they're crossplay compatible at least with the games that are crossplay on there, which is great. Which means they could keep those same three and then add a new like game lineup to add more games like Alpha or something and still keep it backwards compatible because they have to do that. They have to make it backwards compatible with the other Big Blue and the other Legacy editions. So I think it's possible we would see a potential new game lineup with a Street Fighter Pro. I would like to see that, but it's not a legacy. Maybe they're only gonna do Street Fighter games on it, but it would be great to see a Street Fighter collection, including the Alpha series on there, and or Street Fighter 3. And there's Street Fighter 3, Second Impact, and Third Strike, right? So there's like
Yeah,
lots of options you can go. So that would be I mean, let's just talk about the game lineup. It would be CE, it would be Turbo, and Super Street Fighter 2, right? You could potentially get away with Puzzle Fighter to keep a puzzle game, and you can do Alpha 1, 2, 3, and then the Third Strikes. Oh my goodness, that would be an amazing lineup for Street Fighter
I
Pro.
think they'd have to give. Where we at right now on the Hadouken? Is that 12 or 14?
I think
I
it's
think it's
12
14.
games.
It's 12.
Yeah.
So I think
I
they'll
don't know. I
go
haven't
up.
looked it up.
I think they'll go up to 14. I think they'll give us a couple of more and throw
Yeah.
in a couple of wild cards there to kind of like really entice you. That they, they want us. They want to entice us. They want
Yeah.
us to open up them wallets.
And because like that's like you would want that in a pro. Because almost like the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet is like the definitive versus series cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
Every versus series up to that point is on that cabinet. That lineup is freaking awesome. Having the combined cabs from X-Men versus Street
And
Fighter
that's
and
all
Burst.
they. That's
It
all they
was
needed to
great.
do. All they
Yeah.
needed to say was, "I'm giving you every game online except for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 when we launch. That's being worked on, and it would have sold."
Yeah. Oh, it's 14 titles. You're right. So yeah,
So
they could do
14.
it.
So they'll give us another two. Give us probably 16 or 18, maybe even 20.
Yeah.
I think that might be pushing it, but I think they're going to entice us with other titles that is really going to say, you know what? Okay, I'm willing. I'm willing
But
to it.
even though I want those games too, like so I want to be real about the Street Fighter series. After Street Fighter 2, like Street Fighter 3 in the arcades was not a true popular arcade title, or even the Alpha series was not
It's a cult
popular
classic now,
yeah,
right?
and now because you can play it on different means, and like I played Alpha
This right
on
here, Kong.
on
This
on
right here.
PlayStation. All right, 199 super chat from Anthony Vital says Konami Collection Pro Cabinet. Ooh, that would be a good one.
That I
I
do.
like that.
They have an awesome lineup. What if they gave us a Pro 4 player and gave us all the beat 'em ups on there?
Oh yeah. Can we get like Anthony to really talk to the Think Up guys or somebody and keep
Somebody
sending
got
their
to talk to
stuff?
this man.
You are talented, man. I really like your 3D renders for stuff that you do. You're like, what if it looked like this? I'm like, what if it did? It'd be awesome.
What if it did, we would all be broke? That's what if it did.
Yeah.
But man, Kong, like you said, the game lineups have to be awesome at these new price points.
Yeah. That could be a selling point. That's what I want. Like KI for 1,000 with the current lineup, not great. But if it was like an SF2 everything cabinet pro with that lineup, hey, and what if it's like the only way you can get it because it's not in a 3/4 scale? I think that would be the marketing way to say like you get a premium product with a premium game list, and this is the only form factor we're going to sell it in.
I'll play devil's advocate though. For the company, that's a great point. But for me as a consumer, I'm screaming. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So I gotta spend a G so I can get these games? Nah, bro. Nah, you gotta give me a version.
I guess that's true. That's true. They have options. They have options for folks. Maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I guess they couldn't do it simultaneously though, right? Just like it would have to be a different version. I don't know. I think the exclusiveness would make the pro more enticing. Honestly, I think if it's the same thing at a smaller price point, you're gonna lose the value of a pro. So
yeah,
I don't know.
You make some very, very, very valid points. Like because, for example, like the iPhone, if the iPhone Pro and the Pro Max was the same damn phone, why would I go? You know, why am I spending the extra $200?
Yeah.
But you entice me with giving me a better camera or more memory or different, even a different color. They did so many things to kind of entice you to go up to that next tier. So I see the reason for it, but
OTG saying, is KI-94 a real thing? There's a different version of Killer Instinct. So maybe I don't know.
Okay, so KI-94 is the original game, whereas right now. Or you could talk about KI 2013.
Oh, I see.
That's the reason. Okay. Just for differentiation. Because
you're saying that's all it needs. It's just the OG to be amazing. Meh.
He's crazy. Got a $5 super chat from Console Fanboy. Street Fighter Pro should 100% include both game lineups from the Yoga Flame and Big Blue. Otherwise, why would it have value software-wise?
Just combining the two to make a super. So that would be because there's a crossover for at least 4 games on there. Saturday Night Slime Masters.
Everything on there except for the Darkstalkers, I think. So I think it's like 8 games that
so you would
kind of.
Yeah, so close to 20 games. So yeah, maybe they do that if they don't want to add more things. But I would rather see Street Fighter Pro. It's not a legacy, so it's not like a Capcom legacy. No, it's a Street Fighter Pro cabinet. I want only Street Fighter games on that. I know somebody was mentioning Rival Schools. I love Rival Schools. That'd be badass. But I would love like a Street Fighter mega collection on that particular cabinet.
B, since I have you in the house,
Yep.
right? This wasn't a topic on him, but I got you here, so I want to ask you.
All right.
Other than we already know that Time Crisis is coming. If you had to make an educated guess,
Speculating.
yeah, what game that hasn't been announced? I mean, not a rehash, a new game that you would think that would come to Arcade One Up. Would if it was the next one? What do you think it would be?
2023, something new that hasn't been announced yet. If I had to speculate, I usually don't do a lot of speculation videos. I know Michael B just did like a whole let's do a CES predictions type of thing. I'm gonna say something that might get me in trouble, but I'm gonna say it anyways because I'm not on my channel and it's on your channel, so whatever.
I like that.
So if anybody gets in trouble, it's you, not me.
Hey,
right?
I would have did the same thing. So go ahead.
All right. And so when it was a year ago. What the hell?
I'm putting on my my specs. This is my my Sherlock Holmes thing going on right now.
So a year ago, I went to John D's office, and on that board in John D's office, I did a tour video, and I had to pan. And then eventually he was like, oh, I got to erase something. And then you can take the video. And like, I still have the video of what he erased. And I was looking at that because it wasn't out there yet about what it was. And so the one thing that was on there was Console Fanboy Sucks. So that didn't get erased. That was, when he was feuding with John D. So the thing that was on there was there's two things. Pinball stools. Stools for pinball machines. I don't think that ever is going to happen though. But it said the Fast and the Furious. So that was on the board. FF. That's the one. So there's the rumblings. I think you've mentioned some rumblings. I think Michael B has alluded to some rumblings. But a year later, I'm confessing on Blame UAG that it was on the board. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. It was there. It was there.
Oh, okay. I think I said this before, but
You did. I think you have.
I'm gonna say this. My guess. There's too much noise about SNK versus Capcom. They've been talking about a 3 possibly. So my prediction is that they're going to be announcing part 3, and as soon as part 3 drops, I think we would come out with Arcade One Up would come out with the
Capcom SNK.
The 2. So it kind of like promotes 3. That would be the perfect, it'll be cross promotion essentially. Arcade One Up loves to do that. Arcade loves to do that. That's why when they announced all that, legacy cabinet, the only cabinet that did not get announced with everybody else was Mortal Kombat, and Mortal Kombat the movie came out. Cross promotion. So I think that will be the next thing. If not, someone said it in the chat already, Tekken.
Anthony Vitale has a funny super chat of what you can do with third G. UAG, what are you gonna do with the G at the club, huh?
I'm gonna be very responsible. I'm gonna have
you
me
were
some
such
beverages.
a gentleman at the club, UAG.
Yeah, well, I try to be, because you never know. You never know who's looking. You know what I'm saying?
Exactamunde. Yeah.
No. So okay, so you're saying that would be, listen, it lines up with them saying that they're gonna come out with a basically a driving cab, a gun cab, and a fighter cab every year. That could be their next year
And it
driving
goes with their
cab.
marketing strategy of trying to bring in new demographics to the arcade winner brand. Yes, a Daytona or a Cruisin' would be great for the hardcore nostalgic audience. The Fast and the Furious series,
That
how many
cross
movies they made?
pollinates.
Like how many people love that brand of Fast and
Wait a
Furious?
minute. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
yeah.
Again,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
theorizing.
Yep.
10 comes out next year in April. What if
Oh, and
they
they
announce
match it
that in CES?
up at the same time. It could be.
They announce it in CES. Get that marketing budget up there because they're basically stealing the
Mhm.
marketing because they're not spending their money.
Because it's already out.
The
Yeah,
movie
they can
theater
line it up.
they're doing it and boom,
Mhm.
you got optimization on search.
Look at these guys talking about Free Lucky and Wild. Did you ever play that game? The
What
driving
the
and
fuck
shooting
is
game?
that?
You never played Lucky and Wild?
No.
It was a Namco game where you would drive, but then you would have the second player hold a gun as a shooter. So then player one would be driving and shooting, and then player two would just have a gun. So it's like a really complicated cabinet. I love Lucky and Wild, but I don't ever see a
I've
home
never
arcade
seen
version of it.
one.
Lucky and Wild,
Yeah.
it's a fun machine if anybody sees it. Yeah, but
Hmm.
look at everybody saying like Lucky and Wild's awesome. That'd be awesome. It'd be fun. They could do it technically with the driving cabinets and the light gun. But yeah, I don't, and the driving isn't real driving. You're kind of just going left or right. But then the
It's more like
shooting is more what you're
real
doing.
shooter, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's like the gun is permanently attached, and like you're just
Mm-hmm.
moving around, but it looks like a handgun. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
That kind of scares me
Mhm,
because I don't want to see that kind of pricing. 'Cause
mhm,
when you have the gun game and the driving game, and
mhm.
when I could see
Yeah,
them trying to charge me a premium, and then
yeah.
and because it's such a unique
And then
cab, I would have to pay
what
for
other
it.
game are you gonna play with that, right? Is it gonna be both or one, or maybe one's only
You're probably
driving?
gonna alternate,
Yeah,
right? And put
yeah.
a couple of driving games, a couple of gun games on there.
Bunny
Mm.
Ranch, the arcade game. You guys are crazy. This is what you
You-
guys talk about on the weekly retro party.
Yeah,
What you
man.
would do with the G at the club.
Gee, that's a man.
If
I
I'm in
don't
the
know.
club, you can buy
Uh,
a lot for a G
uh,
several times. You gotta wait about 30 minutes in between, but sure.
uh, uh, that's a good that's a good bottle service night. I'm telling
Yeah.
you,
Yep.
you have
Yep.
have a nice bottle service. That's a night you're not gonna forget.
Night you'll never forget.
That's a night you ain't gonna forget.
Mm-mm.
And if
Mm-mm.
you do it with your business, you could do it as a tax write off.
Mhm.
You were entertaining some individuals
Mhm.
for the business, man.
Yeah.
You just got to be smart with your money, man.
That's right. You gotta make that money last. You gotta get them to hang out. That's the secret.
Don't
Ain't that
go
right?
there.
Ain't that right? You gotta let them know how to hang out without putting money down the G string.
Oh man. So
We're not
that's
talking about that. We're not talking about that. We're
yeah.
talking about price points. We're talking about price points. What could you do for a G? That's the whole show. What would you rather pay, for $1,000? Like, a lot you could do. A lot you could do.
I wonder if more people got smarter
Mhm.
and just said, you know what, these will eventually go on sale. I'm just gonna wait it out. Or there's people who are impatient like me and have to be the first to get something, even though I know it's gonna go on sale. Let us know in the chat. Who are you? Are you the person that's gonna wait for that price, or you gonna buy it because you want it? You're gonna do your CT Jason. I buy it because I want it.
That's
Let us
right.
know in the chat. So, Kong, I don't know, man. I don't know. We didn't talk much before we leave. Let's give IRK a little love.
Okay.
Right now, I can't see even at the sales point, the sales price. I can't see myself spending $7.99 for the gold edition. Now, they still have the previous version for the $3.99 or $4.99. Those I could bite the bullet, but I'm thinking like, man, am I buying this and I'm gonna be behind because I'm not gonna have light gun support. I'm not gonna be able to do some of the newest stuff that's coming out.
Yeah, yeah. How I feel about the iArcade Gold and the accessories that you can have for playing like multi-cade stuff. Um, One, I think the iArcade, the 799 price point should definitely be where it's at regular, not 1,000. I think they brought it back down because I think that's where they've made the most sales and they're looking to move more inventory. I think if they came out with more skins for some of their arcade titles besides the ones that they have, maybe as like art kits or something else, it would potentially entice me more. I just don't like the lineup currently in terms of what's available to purchase it. Um, I've been saying I want to make this like happen at some point. The Raiden series of games is one of the best lines of shoot 'em ups of all time. It would be awesome if they acquired Raiden titles, added to their game, and make a Raiden cabinet. I would totally buy that. That would be like my dream IRK cabinet with all the shmups that they have. But I don't want to just buy a Black Series one and make a Raiden theme cabinet, but not actually have the real games on there. The closest I would do would be Strikers 1945. I think that's a really awesome game. I saw somebody make a custom Strikers cabinet. It looks fucking awesome. I was thinking about doing that, buying the Black Series and then making it a skin of one of the custom games that's on the cabinet. I think that's something that would get me to purchase it, is if they had, again, something that looks nice to add into the collection. So I don't like the lineup, but I think the barrier to entry for an $800 to $1,000 cabinet, then on top of that to buy accessories just to play the titles that they have with a gun or like a wheel or something like that, is like there's so many cheaper ways to play those games with better, like with those same controls, than needing to play it on the iArcade at that price point. Like I think while it's a nice to have, it might be fun, but like you can buy parasailing guns, and nobody ever just bought a parasailing guns and only bought it specifically just for the arcade. You can explore other options to use it on a regular PC and play many other things that's easily emulatable, because that's what they were built for. So I think it's a nice option, but I think it's a weird exclusive option to buy $1,000, $800 gold with the intent just to play light gun games using your send-ins, right? So I think that's where they're going to have to hopefully find more developers and people that are open to play in the arcade system that can use those controls and make it worth getting it. Right now, the barrier to entry is too high to just play those games of what they have.
B, if they went down to $7.99 for the regular price point and went on sale for $4.99, $4.99 I would get it
For a gold?
for a gold. $4.99, expect with the existing game lineup that they have, with hopes of them getting better games, yes. But at the sell point at $7.99 and then the regular price at $1,000,
Yeah.
I
I'm kind of with Nuna right now. I still have my Dragon's Lair Kickstarter that I'm happy with. I just haven't felt that need to upgrade for the extra marquee, the better speakers, and the potential ability to play those extra games. For anybody who's ever just done their own multicade, I think there's cheaper ways to do a multicade that can use that, because it's gonna start to get complicated. Imagine having to use the controller and then plug in the guns and explain to somebody to plug that in and use this and calibrate it or switch it out to a control. I hate having to explain how to use my arcades to other people. And arcade, like the beauty of arcade is it is simple for its current lineup, but when you start adding accessories, it starts getting into that weird multicade role.
and B, for you, right?
Mhm.
You pride. I think you pride yourself on your units looking clean and sharp.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Now we're talking
I'm
about
shallow. I like my
having
shallow.
wires plugged in here, hanging all
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Maybe having a floating track ball here, or
Mhm.
you have to swap a deck between decks. I mean, I love options,
Mhm.
but at the point where, like, that's one of the things that I'm not too fond in terms of my legends, because you have to have a dongle hanging and stuff like that. Again, it's an awesome unit, but I like it to be as clean as possible.
Mhm.
So I do a little things where I I tunnel wires here or there.
Tuck it
But
away. Yeah. Mhm.
but you're not gonna do that with the gold edition. You just spend $1,000 for this unit. You're not gonna drill a hole so the wires can hide.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it does have the USB, plug it in, and you have to find a place to tuck it in. Oh, wouldn't it be fun if like, so here is a mod. What if the front base of it becomes like a cabinet, and then you can store your accessories inside,
Like a
and then like,
door.
yeah, like a little door, like ding ding, and then like close it up. So, because we're gonna put the guns and stuff afterwards, you got to build like little things for it. So people are saying here like $599 tops. I would buy it if it came with Sindens. Like a pair of Sindens right now, we got them retail. It's like what, 300. $300.
If they could give you a pair of Simmons with that $799 price point, I mean,
that's a $500 cab and $300 guns. I don't think that's gonna happen.
yeah,
But,
I'm just saying,
yeah.
you know, I would hope.
I have always said though, what the other thing that would sell IR Arcade a little bit more for owners is to sell the cabs, but like if say you can't do a crazy sale, but you could offer $100 worth of free games or $200 worth of games. So like you're still paying the full amount, but then the discount is on buying whatever games you want, and then that way you can like really bring value for people.
That would buy. I would,
right, because then
that would make a lot of sense. Yeah.
I think I asked John once in a live stream, and he said the infrastructure isn't built that way for them to do credit or a gift card, but like, yeah, get a $300 gift card to the IR Arcade store if you buy, you know, the next sale version of the gold. And like, I feel like that would be enticing. It would give people an immediate library, and
you already got them sucked into the ecosystem. They would buy more games.
I just spent $75 on their sale games for their shmups just to have them, because I've been wanting to explore supporting the company a little bit more. So every once in a while I'll buy a game.
Hey man, I think they have some good things, but again, that price point for the newer, that's where it gets me, man. That's where it gets me. Hopefully, you know, they'll get something that really entice me, where I could say, okay, my thing is, if it was at $699 and they had a like a true marquee title, right?
Well,
AAA marquee title.
What would be that AAA title you're looking for?
I mean, something, you know, I don't know, whether it's like a Power Stone, whether it's you know, Ready to Rumble. I don't know. Something.
Here's a AAA shoot 'em up game. It's called Raiden. Get it.
If they gave me that, like I could tell myself, look, this is a dedicated cabinet. That's what I would have paid for it with Arcade 1-Up, and I have the options to buy games. I would put my money down on that. I'll put my money down on that. So, guys, before we head out, we want to know what you think. Let us know in the comment section down below, or you know, right here, right now, whether or not you think that, you know, these prices are getting outrageous, or it's okay as long as you give us more features and the better games. Let us know in the chat. Let them know as well. Well, B, man, I want to say thank you for coming and hopping in on here with me, knowing that I had a challenge. I appreciate you, bro. OTG, stop connecting to the free McDonald's Wi-Fi. Spend yourself $20 next time when you're there. Get the hotel Wi-Fi, okay, bro?
Upgrade, bro. Stop trying to steal it from your Wi-Fi.
Acting like welcome to die over here, bro.
Oh, good.
And MadDads, again, hopefully, you know, you get home soon. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Hit that thumbs up on the way out, and I'll speak to y'all next time. Peace.